Welcome, everybody, to Game of the Month, number 42 for November 2025. Yes, we are going to date this one this time because reasons I don't know. But this month we played through the one and only Super Mario Galaxy for the Nintendo Wii, and I believe this one originally came out 2007, if I remember correctly. I didn't bother looking it up beforehand. Was 2007? Awesome. Thought so. But yeah, I'm just going to come right out of the gate with a very big hot take and say this is one of my least favorite Mario games I've ever played. Was not that enjoyable of an experience to me. But joining me to discuss this, how harsh do I want to be here?
Be true to yourself, okay?
All right. So to help me discuss this heaping pile of hot garbage today is SMWiz. Thank you for joining me once again this month, Wiz.
You know, I said it in Discord, I'll say it again. Thank you for humoring me with this title. I knew you didn't want to play it.
And I shouldn't be so rude to it. It's not a steaming pile of hot garbage. It's a mildly simmered piece of trash per se. I don't even hate it that much. Don't like I'm overblowing how much I'm despising the game at the moment. It wasn't that bad. It's just not my favorite Mario game, and Mario's not a franchise I'm that hyped about to begin with. So it being it literally was probably my least favorite Mario entry I ever played. And that'll come as a surprise to some people because I know Super Mario Sunshine is known as the redheaded stepchild of this franchise, but I enjoyed that game far more than Galaxy when I played through it. So, hot takes to start us off here.
Well, yeah, you're jumping right in. I mean, normally we get into the history of how we came to interact with this game and everything, but you're just like, my rage cannot be contained. You're pulling with Dennis from Always Sunny in Philadelphia. It's like my rage cannot be contained.
Nope.
Whatever that line is. That's
Nope.
anyways.
Nope.
It knows no bounds, something like that.
Nope. But I mean, we can discuss how we got started with this game.
Let me ask you then, Ice. How did you first, get introduced to Mario Galaxy? When did you first play this, treasured gem that everybody loves?
Yes, everyone loves this game, and after playing through it, I am honestly confused as to how. But no, I first tried playing it in 2008. I had a modded Wii, so I pirated a copy of it because I didn't want to buy it.
Don't say that. The Nintendo ninjas will get you.
Well, I mean, that happened a long time ago, and I don't still have it, so. But I couldn't make it very far into the game because it made me want to vomit. This is one of two games that has ever made me motion sick. And so the first one was Geist on Nintendo GameCube. The ghost effects were not playing well with my head. I really want to revisit that game someday because the premise and the gameplay was actually really good, but the ghost effects, man, they just made me feel very sick at the time. And so yeah, Super Mario Galaxy 1. Played it for about 2 hours and just it gives me headaches. It gave me massive headaches. Did not enjoy it. And so never touched it again until this month. Picked it up on Switch with part of the Mario 3D All-Stars, and then they came out with the other bundle of Mario Galaxy 1 and 2. So I actually picked up the Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 bundle for this month's Game of the Month discussion, because I figured my kids might enjoy Mario Galaxy 2, because they played through Mario Galaxy 1. And they enjoy it well enough, but they don't talk about it like other Mario games either, which is kind of curious. Like, they talk about Mario Odyssey and Mario Wonder still, but they don't talk about Galaxy. So, anyway, so finally played through it this month, and I gotta say the game is more flash than substance. Like, that's just getting right into it here. That's my takeaway from this game, is that it's all flash and no substance. But how did you get started with this one, Wiz?
Man, you were swinging. Like, if I didn't know you better, because I know you're not doing this for this. I know you. I was like, if this were any other, content creator, I'd be like, rage bait. It's like, don't feed the trolls. But no, you and I have had long Mario discussions, and I know your feelings on this topic. But
Ugh.
um, for me, uh, I first played this. I don't remember if it was around Christmas of '07 when the game had just come out, or if it was Christmas of '08. But I was visiting home for the holidays. My younger brother had a Wii, and he
Nice.
had this game. And the thing was that I was a poor college student. I didn't have a Wii, which was eating me up inside as a diehard Nintendo fan. But I didn't have one, so when he had a
Well,
Mario game,
I mean, you couldn't buy a Wii until 2007 anyway, so I mean,
yeah. So yeah. Anyways, I just I had to be nicer to him than I'd ever been in my life, so that he'd let me play his Wii. I'm the oldest child, okay? We don't be nice to younger siblings. That's how you don't look. The king does not have to be polite to the peasants, all right? But the analogy is flawed because really the king and queen are the parents. I'm just like a duke or something, and I gotta sometimes the serfs get uppity and complain to the king and queen. So you got to find a balance. But yeah, it was his Wii, so I had to be more polite than I've ever been, and he let me play it, and yeah, I got a headache and got nauseous playing the first few levels. Like the way that camera moves
ugh,
just did something wrong,
ugh.
and it messed with my head. So I only played it for maybe like 10 minutes or something before I stopped. And then I went back to it because of course I have male ego, and I was like, I'm not going to let some video game best me. And like over time, my brain acclimated to whatever this stupid camera was doing, so I had stopped getting sick, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But for me, that was a pretty big mark against the game in general. And I didn't get too far into it because, I was playing on my brother's system, for the couple days I was home or the holiday. And it's poor form to just lock yourself in a room and play games and ignore the family for Christmas.
Well,
So I say it's poor form. Do as you will. I'm not here to judge, you know. Anyways, I got a Wii in December of '09, and then used my tax refund in the spring of 2010 to get my own copy. And that was when I played through it. And I got all the stars, and I hadn't touched the game again since until it came to the Switch. So like when you talk about it like not having the staying power, I mean there's something there, right? Like I
yeah.
mean, I've played through other Mario games tons of times.
I I
Um
can't even think of how many times I've ended up playing through Super Mario 64 in the last 3 years alone, just for
yeah.
various reasons.
Yeah. And it's funny because like there's a certain part of me that I'm like, maybe it was because I was too old. I was already in college. Like I didn't have time to just sit around and play a game over and over again. Like when we did as kids, like you play your NES and your Super Nintendo games 100 times because that was all you had.
Yeah.
Um, but I I think for me, one, the camera. Like the camera in this game is so bad,
It's
which is
worse
kind of
than
like a
Super Mario
trope.
64.
It's
Like,
kind of like a trope because that's what you've heard me say for every single time you stream Mario 64. I always say the most dangerous enemy in Mario 64 is the camera. He has claimed more lives than any other enemy in Mario 64.
and yet somehow
And
it feels like a masterpiece compared to what was present in Galaxy to me.
so yeah, the camera in Galaxy is incredibly frustrating. Um,
And I mean, part of
but
that comes down to the fact that it was made for the Wii for Wiimote nunchuck play.
see, look, I don't even know that's really the full issue though, because you could still use a GameCube controller or plug in a Pro Classic or Classic, I think they just called them a classic controller and stuff.
Did those work for it?
Uh, nope, apparently not. Not on
Yeah,
this one.
I could have sworn it was just Wiimote nunchuck only because of the way the game was
Well,
built with the star
you can
bits.
do apparently you can do Wiimote Nunchuck or dual Wiimote, which I've never tried and sounds awful.
Well, I mean, isn't that for the co-op mode?
Maybe.
Yeah, that's for the co-op mode.
I was in college. I wasn't playing co-op with anybody on that. Hey, college roomie, stop what you're doing and come be my little brother on this game.
Come shoot star bits for me.
Yeah. No, I honestly I forgot. I don't even know if I knew that was a feature in the Wii
Yeah,
version. I
yeah.
had assumed that that was something they added for the Switch. That's
That was there
interesting.
from the beginning.
But for me, I think it's just that I don't think this game has the same replayability. I think the levels are so limited in their scope and so incredibly linear for a 3D game.
Yeah.
Um, that there just really isn't like like a driving need to go back and play again,
No.
you know?
And I mean that
Like,
kind
'cause
of it's summed up by what I said, that this game is more flash than substance.
yeah, because it's interesting, like, it's a really cool idea, hopping around the planets and stuff, but, like, they're all so tiny. Like,
Yeah.
you hop on one and it's like there's a piranha plant on the upside and a Goomba on the bottom side, and you're like, "Well, there's nothing to explore here," you know?
No.
Whereas, like, you play Mario 64 or Sunshine, and even though, like, yeah, you're going for one specific star, which, side note on that, sometimes you could get different stars in the same level, right?
Mhm.
Sometimes there were conditional ones, go find PD Piranha, and that's the only way you're going to get that one or whatever,
Yep.
or race Koopa the Quick, whatever.
Yep.
But it was still a sandbox that you could run around and explore and had kind of, pointless nooks and crannies that just made the world feel more full.
Yeah.
Galaxy is very like minuscule in its
And
space.
it's disjointed also because of all of the shooting stars effects and all that they want you to do. Like you're flying around so much to these different small areas. And so it's like this game is bigger than Super Mario 64, yet at the same time feels smaller by comparison, just based on what you're actually doing in every level. And don't get me wrong, some of the levels in Galaxy are bigger. Once you get to the later levels, you get some bigger ones that are more interesting to explore, but it's still a very scripted path for you to
It's
take in every
yeah,
single level for every single objective.
yeah, because like thinking, I can't remember the name of the one. Is the ice world where you get the ice flower and have to climb the mountain?
Hmm.
It's a linear climb. There's like two points where it forks, but it brings you back together. So it's
Yeah.
like there's really no true exploration of the space like you
No.
get with the other 3D games.
No, it feels more like one of the 2D games in a 3D environment to me.
Yeah.
So, like if this had been a 2.5D game, I probably would have gotten along better with it personally. And I mean, there are a few sections that do become side scrolling at a lot of the game,
Hmm.
where it does feel like it's a side scroller 2D game.
Yeah. Which those are actually some of the hardest parts I feel like
Yeah,
because
and
you
they're
still
fun.
have well, no, because I mean like you can still step forward in the space. So
Oh,
it's
yeah.
presenting like it's 2D, but you still have 3D movement. How
Yeah.
many times did you walk off a ledge
Oh, too
because
many
you're
to
like,
count.
I'm holding right on the control stick. It looks like he should walk forward, but instead he's going to turn,
Yeah. That's
Which
another big issue with this game is just as far as its mechanics go is because of the camera angle, because of the gravity effects, because of all that, you do not have the precision of controls that you get with other Mario games in this game either. Like,
yep.
here's another really frustrating thing with the new Switch release that just came out. Like, I'm holding to the right to run, and I'm running, 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 and then I'll just start running in a circle
Yes, because the camera
frequently.
changed.
Yeah, the camera
Yes.
changes, so I just start running
And
in a circle,
and
so I have
and
to
the only way to
stop
you have to let
all
go of the
movement.
stick completely and
Yeah,
then move a different way to reset the movement.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it's really frustrating because that happens all the time. All the
It's
time.
really frustrating. Well, because it happens at super inconvenient moments, right? It
Yeah,
happens when you're getting chased by a bullet bill that you're trying to kite around to blow something up.
yeah.
It
Fun
happens
mechanic, by the
when
way. Like, I want to give credit to
yeah,
things that
yeah,
are
yeah. We'll
interesting
get
in
to it
this
because
game.
here's the thing. I should dial back. I jumped into my qualms about this game. Like
Yeah. Well, I mean, I
as
started it.
a whole, as a whole, I think it is more positive than negative, but the negatives are so glaring. Like, especially what you expect from Nintendo. It's really quite shocking that some of this stuff made it through. Like, especially that like there's no way you can tell me that a playtester didn't run into that issue with the camera spin on more than one occasion.
No, absolutely
And
not.
they shipped it. Like they didn't take a step back to be like, how do we address that? And it should be addressable, right? Because
I
you say,
just
hey, if the camera pans, you know, reconsider how this trajectory is going. Like,
Well, I mean, that's the problem with fixed camera angle perspectives in games, because that's basically what this game is a fixed camera perspective game. There's very few times where you actually have free camera movement. And so it
yeah,
runs into the same problem as the Resident Evil HD remakes of the classic games. So Resident Evil had tank controls for
mhm,
this very reason, because you knew pressing up would always make your character move forward from their perspective. And so when they released the HD versions on PC, Xbox, PlayStation, they gave it a free running camera or a free running stick movement. So you could press in that direction, you just instantly turn to it to get rid of the tank controls. But it runs into the same problem where when the camera changes, all of a sudden you're going the wrong way. And so you have to stop moving so that way the controls adjust to the screen you're currently on. So it's the same problem. So I mean, it's
yeah.
not
But I mean,
specific to
like,
Mario, but it's
no, but
one of
again,
those things.
from Nintendo, it's kind of surprising for them to ship that.
Yeah. Yeah, it really
And
is.
so yeah, the camera's a big problem and it causes control issues. And I love that you touched on that um the precision because people complain like that, Mario 1 has some of the jankiest physics, but you know what? They're consistent.
They are.
Like, especially
They are
you watch
very
speedrunners,
consistent.
you could do the coolest, weirdest stuff, but, like, the thing is, like, it's just a matter of you
Practice.
figure out you figure out how it works, and you're like, "Okay, these are the rules of the world."
Yeah.
Whereas, like, I clear all 120 stars with Mario, but I still have lots of movement errors, and, like, it never really feels like I have the same control that I do when I'm playing Mario World
Um,
or, Sunshine or
Odyssey.
64, Odyssey, like it always feels off, which is why too it's funny, so you clear the game, you get all 120 stars and you get to unlock Luigi.
See,
So
that's
you're
a
like,
cool
"Oh,
feature at least.
except except so Luigi, maintaining the parity we've had since Mario Brothers 2 USA, he jumps higher than Mario, which can be helpful in a lot of
Oh
instances
no.
in this game, but he also has slippery stop.
That's
So
awful for this game.
it is
It would be
absolutely
so
awful for this
awful.
game. It is absolutely awful, especially think about the levels
Yeah.
where you have to walk narrow walkways.
Yeah, that's awful. You're just going to be
Try
constantly
imagine
jumping
trying.
to stay in place.
Yeah, no, it's so
I
like it
obviously
feels
didn't
like
play the Luigi stuff.
yeah, playing the Luigi stuff feels like your reward was getting a worse experience.
Ugh.
Like it's rough, man.
Oh, that's not good. Okay, anyway, let's take a quick little
I,
reset
I,
here.
I promise we are going to talk to everyone viewing this and rage typing on the comments. We will talk about what's good about this game.
Yeah,
There's a lot of good stuff to talk about.
let's talk about let's talk about some of the better things about this game right now.
Hmm.
So I mean, overall, I did not enjoy my time with this game, but
Hmm.
I want to give credit to some of the funner things about it. So I like collecting star bits and using them to shoot things. I wish that they had leaned more heavily into that rather than
Because we had a Wiimote and pointer.
yeah, and I mean even on Switch with the gyro controls that worked really well. Like the gyro would like go off to the side of the screen, but being able to tap R to reset it to center, like I enjoyed that mechanic. And like I really enjoyed being able to use the star bit to stun enemies so that way I could go kill them. I thought that was a cool feature. And I liked that you could do it in co-op mode. So that way you can just focus on controlling Mario and the second player can collect all the star bits. So for example, me, I could have one of my kids collecting star bits and shooting at things, and it would work really well. I haven't played it in co-op with them yet, but I mean, I can imagine it would be fun. John wants to play it in co-op with me. I just don't enjoy the game enough to want to do that, sadly. Um, but it follows a very similar path as the previous two 3D Mario games that came out before it, Mario Sunshine and Super Mario 64. You have levels with a set number of stars that you collect. You have a couple hidden stars in each level. So, very familiar, very nice. I just wish that the levels were more exciting, but that's something we already kind of touched on. But um, so 120 stars to collect, or 121, I don't remember quite which. But like previous 3D Mario games, you don't have to get everything to beat it, which I am very grateful for. I am glad that they let you get a very streamlined experience out of the game if you just want to make it to the credits. And then if you want to go back and explore it more because you like the game, there's so much more for you to actually go and do. And then, of course, you unlock the Luigi experience, which might not be the funnest thing in the world, it sounds like, but it's there. It gives you a ton of content, which is nice. Depending on how much you think the content is actually good. That's the biggest problem.
Well, I mean, also if you're working on a budget and you want a game that'll provide a lot of content, I mean,
Yeah.
so you it's 120 stars, and then you unlock a Luigi, and you could do the 120 stars over as Luigi, and that unlocks a bonus 241st star level for you to
Okay,
go
is that
do.
what it was? Okay.
Yeah,
Um,
which maybe that counts as 242 if you do that as Luigi as well. I'm not
yeah,
sure.
yeah. Um, but that's the thing, like the movement in this game not doesn't feel very consistent to me. I mean, it doesn't have the precision, like I said, but Mario's spin attack is kind of a meh move to me. I don't really care about it very much. I don't like that you
I
have to stun a lot of enemies and then hit them again to kill them. So Goombas, you could stomp them on the head or spin attack them and kick them. It gives you a coin if you stomp them on the
Yeah,
head, and star bits if you spin attack them and kill them. But you have to stun a lot of enemies and then hit them, which I'm not the biggest fan of.
it
Um,
slows the gameplay down. Yeah,
yeah, but I mean, there's not a lot of enemies in this game to begin with. That's the other big problem. Like, they spread out so many different little playable planets for you to land on that it came at the cost of enemy density in a lot of places. But that's
mhm.
kind of been a big problem with the early 3D Mario games anyway. So I can't really call that a knock against it for the time it came out, because it wasn't until later 3D Mario games that we actually had more dense enemies. And I mean, there are parts where you get like the star power up and you're running through like a bunch of them all in that one, like in a condensed area, which is pretty fun to do. But that's the exception, not the norm.
Yeah. Um, it's funny. I'll counter the spin move. So as an attack, yeah, meh. For movement tech, actually, I feel like that was really helpful.
Yeah,
Like,
it's good for movement. I wish it
mhm.
recharged maybe a hair faster, but that's neither really here or there.
Yeah, but then you'd get too much cheese because already, if you're really good with your timing on wall jumps and spins, you could start climbing stuff that you're not supposed to be able to.
That's actually how I beat one of the levels, because it was like in one of the last galaxies where you have the big old underwater part, and
Mhm.
so one of the objectives was like you have to climb to the top, and it's like, yeah, find a frost flower to freeze these pipes to climb up, and it's like I could not find the frost flower. Like I looked everywhere and I could never find a frost flower to like be able to jump up there.
It the frost flower spawns on the fountain, and if I'm thinking about the same level, maybe I'm not thinking the same
I
level
think it's
as
a
you.
different level because there is one that spawns on a
Oh,
fountain in a different level.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah,
but
but
there is a little wall segment that cuts in like this, but it's too far away for you to do a traditional
yeah,
wall jump. So I did a wall jump from this wall to this wall, spun, hit this wall, and then was able to get
yeah.
up and bypass the entire frost flower thing
You
anyway.
you did a Jackie Chan wall climb.
Yeah, exactly. And I was able to go and complete that objective without the frost flower because I could not find it. Like I
That's
spent
funny.
I wasted so much time trying to find it. I was like, okay, I give up. Oh look, there's some
You,
walls here that I think I can try to do a crazy wall jump on.
you know, that's a different thing that you mentioned the frost flower. This is the first time we got to use the frost flower in a 3D space. I think it was also the first time we got to use the fire flower in 3D space.
Yeah, I believe
Um,
so,
but
because Mario
but
Sunshine obviously didn't have power ups.
no, but then I feel cheated honestly because it's timed. It
Yeah,
expires.
what
Like you don't
was
even have to get
that?
hit. Or, even just stepping in water, you lose it, or
Yeah, what
something.
was
It's
that
like
about?
but it's such a short timer too.
Yeah.
Like you just feel cheated. Like you don't really get to enjoy the power up.
Yeah, and it's that
I
same
feel like
level.
I think it had a shorter timer than the star did, to be honest.
Yeah. So in that same exact level that I was just talking about, you have to use the cannon to shoot over to the little satellite planet over here, get the fire flower, jump down and shoot the
Oh,
gate open.
yep. Okay.
And it's like by the
No,
time you
I
get
know who you're
back,
talking about now.
by the
Yeah.
time you get back, you barely have enough time to shoot both the pedestals and light them on fire before your time's out. And it's like that's
Yeah.
lame. And then you
Yeah, and
have
if you
the
don't
other
do it, then you're
power-ups that
getting in the
aren't
cannon and
timed.
going back again.
Yeah,
So dumb.
and like not all the power-ups are timed, which is really inconsistent as well. Because it's like
Yeah, because like
what.
spring, you can have that forever.
And the bee, you can have that forever too.
Yep.
Just landing in water gets rid of it, which is weird.
Yeah.
But
Bees can't swim, dude.
I guess, but I don't know, for a Mario game, the power-ups in this game were honestly quite disappointing as a whole. Cuz it's like the bee power-up, okay, you can
I
fly.
wanted to sting somebody.
Yeah, like you don't get any real like you get no attack benefits out of it. Like it's literally
No.
just movement and
Actually, the
it's
funny thing is that
weird
like so
movement.
the beetles are terrified of you as Mario, they run away. If you turn into a bee, they aggro you. So it's like the game suddenly like throws enemies at you instead when you have the power up.
That's funny. The
So
frost flower and fire flower are timed like you said, which is really stupid. The spring power up I do not care about at all. Like I don't like how it made it feel like I was gonna fall off ledges all the time because you get no stationary movement while you have it active. You're always having to move.
mhm,
The high added height it gives you, it just feels redundant as a power up because it's
mhm.
like, well, that's exactly what the B power up did, except I had more control over it.
Yeah,
Um,
it was mostly like the levels designed around the spring because
yeah,
like the idea of the spring I don't mind, but I just didn't
implementation
feel like we
was
got like really interesting levels to go with it.
no. Um, and then near the end of the game, you unlock the ability to fly with the red star,
Yeah,
and
which is also timed.
it's timed and it falls victim to the awful camera, making it a completely worthless experience to me. I hated it so much because like I could not go where I wanted to go with it because I
Mhm.
have no fine control on the camera. So it's like this is pointless. So yeah, as far as the power ups go, it's like somehow this like you have more power ups than the previous two 3D Mario games, yet somehow they feel worse overall. And I really don't enjoy bagging on games like this. Like I really don't, but this game just frustrates the heck out of me.
Yeah. Um there I mean like I get all that. Like I just and I think that goes to like I still as a whole found the game to be mostly enjoyable. It's just for me it's like if we had a scale, it's tons of little things that I like and then just a couple of things that but are just like so large that it kind of weighs against it,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
It's it's kind of like, you have games that you love to play, but they're like, "Oh, but that one part," you know? That
Yep.
makes you not always go back to it. And this, I'm like, "Oh, but that camera, man, that camera," you know?
I can't
Uh,
believe I cannot believe how bad that camera is. Like it's mind-boggling how bad that camera is to me.
Because the thing is, I'll say that for Galaxy 2, I didn't have that problem once. Like when I got to Galaxy 2, like it never gave me vertigo, it never made me nauseous or anything like that. Like,
Yeah, I camera. Speaking of camera, hello, camera. Oh,
you
I'm
took a
here.
drink, it didn't like that.
Yeah, I took a drink, and it's like, ooh, there we go. Um, yeah, I want to give Mario Galaxy 2 a try because I feel like that's the one people really talk about when it comes to the Galaxy franchise. Like people talk about
I
Mario Galaxy 2. I don't really feel like I hear a lot of people talking about Mario Galaxy 1. And
Galaxy 1 walked so that 2 could run. Like,
yeah,
that is
and
a much better game. I think it's also a harder game, but I think it's because they designed some of the levels better and stuff.
yeah,
Like, the first Galaxy game feels like a learning experiment.
yeah. It's it's flash over substance. It is the Mario equivalent of a COD campaign.
Now, hold on. That's a little too harsh. Okay, that's a little too harsh. What did you think about the boss fights in this game?
The boss fights are pretty decent. Just
Mm-hmm.
there's no real challenge to them though. And I mean, it's a Mario game, so I'm not expecting there to be a ton of challenge because these are games meant for a younger audience.
Mm-hmm.
And so if I'd played this when I was my kid's age, I would have had a hard time with some of them. And I mean, the spider fight, I did actually have like a bit of a challenging time with that one to begin with. Didn't die to it, but it took me a minute to get the hang of that one. But the Bowser fight was pretty enjoyable. The Bowser fights were pretty enjoyable. I like how you kind of had like this rotation of which bosses you would fight as you were going through it. So it gave it a little bit of a predictability on like how you're gonna take it on, but like it's enjoyable. It was enjoyable. Like I like the boss fights. I do like the boss fights. That's probably the highlight of the game to me, doing the boss fights.
Yeah, and I think the way they remixed some of them was interesting because some of them you'd get their return and it would change something up, like you're fighting King Caliente, but now you're
The
on platforms in
lava.
lava that sink, so
Yes.
you can't just stand still. You got to be constantly moving, and I'm like,
Yep.
okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
And then others you get challenge stars, which we haven't, or comets. We haven't talked
Yeah.
about the challenge comets,
Those
where
were
it's like,
interesting.
okay, now do the boss fight, but do it damageless.
Yeah.
And
Those were interesting.
which yeah, when some of them were funny, it's like I did this damageless the first time. Just give me the credit for it.
Serious though. Um, but I will say this also. I like the hub world in this game compared
Yeah.
to Mario 64 and Mario Sunshine. It's a little long-winded to get to the final areas, but it keeps everything pretty compact, which I enjoy. It lets you get everywhere really quickly, so
hmm
I like that aspect to it. I like
I think the kitchen was the only one that like really annoyed me because the thing is that like for the other ones, so kitchen and bedroom probably because those you have to run around for, but the other ones that get higher up, you can activate the warp pads so you can just get to them from the ground level.
oh, I didn't find those. I was
Yeah, yeah. So you remember I think it's the fountain. So it's not the very first one you do, but the one that you go left from start and you step
Mhm.
on a little warp pad and so the upper levels like the engine room, the garden, secret room, those all have warp pads to lower levels. You
Yeah.
just have to once you climb it the first time, you go step on the warp pad to activate it down below.
Okay. I didn't want to go back down, so I didn't activate those.
Well, the thing is, it's not about wanting to go down. It's about when you come back to your save file, being able to just warp up instead of
Yeah, see,
having to
I know.
climb.
I didn't activate them because I didn't want to go down because it took me so long to get back up there. I didn't know it was a two-way trip.
Yeah.
Um. Then you also get the hungry Lumas. We'll talk
hmm
about Lumas more in a minute because I have a
Yep.
lot to say about Lumas here in a second. But the hungry Lumas where you're shooting them star bits, it's like I want 1,600 star bits for that last one. It's like, oh my gosh, you chungus.
See, and that's what's funny is that because I remembered on the Wii, my first playthrough, like I said, I haven't done it since 2010, but I remembered being angry in the end game, replaying levels for the sole purpose of Starbits. So as I actually went through this on the Switch, I was getting as many Starbits as I could. So I never hit an encounter where I didn't have the money I needed. So that was nice
Yeah, I
because
didn't run into that
I
problem,
thought the
thankfully.
last guy, I thought for sure he was 2000 with the way it was scaling. So when he's like, "I want 1,600," I was like, "Oh, free,
Yeah,
easy."
I had like 2,600 when I hit him.
Yeah.
I actually
So
really enjoyed getting the star bits. Like, I don't know what it was about that, but it's like I loved because I was
it's a
playing this.
satisfying sound and an animation, I think.
Yeah, and I played in a combination of in handheld mode and on my TV, and so it's
Oh,
just
so
like
you were poking your screen.
so it's super easy just to like point the cursor at them and get them with the Joy Cons. I was playing with Joy Cons.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, when I was playing in handheld mode, I would just be like, "Oh, there's a crap ton of star bits over there," like Like, yes, absorb the power.
Well, that's what it worked so well on the Wii because you talked about all those moments where you're flying around. I was never looking at where I was going. I was looking in the background and I'm like, starbits, 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 and just like sucking things in way
Yeah,
early,
yeah. I
you
mean,
know.
I was doing that
So it's
too,
funny
but
because sometimes you'd hit like a Luma in level, it's like, I need 40 starbits. And it's like, good thing I've got 200 from stealing everything all around the stage.
yeah. Yeah, so I mean, that was a nice little giveaway that there was a secret star there when you found a fat Luma. So that was
Yeah.
nice. But yeah, going back to the star count. So you only need 60 stars to activate the final level, which is
Yep.
nice. So half of them compared to every one available in the game, which is nice
Yeah.
because I did not want to track
So
down all of them for the playthrough, like I
yeah,
said.
which is also nice. So I was when I did this playthrough really aggressive about like which I haven't done typically. Normally my other playthroughs I'll play a world, do a couple levels and then move on. This time I was like we're going to 100% a world before we move to the next one.
Oh,
So
dedication.
like yeah, I mean by the time I got to that last world I was like I could unlock all the planets in the Bowser fight instantly. I didn't even need to do anything there if I didn't want to.
Yeah. Yeah. I did a bare minimum playthrough as
Yeah,
far as the
I
star count
understand.
goes because I already knew
You
I
didn't want
wasn't
to be there.
interested in the game, and as I was getting further into the game, I was just like, yeah, there's a lot about this I don't enjoy.
Mhm.
So I do want to give Mario Galaxy 2 a try because I think that, like you said, it refines on a lot of the things of Mario Galaxy 1. And Mario Galaxy 2 has the throwback galaxy that I remember people talking about. So you get to play a lot of Mario 64 levels in it. And I'd love to see those.
Don't spoil it. For a
The 2010
15-year-old
game.
game.
Don't spoil the 2009, 2010 game, whatever year that came out.
Yeah. Um, you also get to ride Yoshi in that game.
Yeah, so I mean that's kind of a fun return to form.
Yep.
Um, but this game just frustrates me though, man. Like I could not stand the gravity effects of this game
Yeah.
in a lot of the areas it was going through because it's like now all of a sudden I'm running up this wall. Now all of a sudden I'm upside down. Now I'm back to the upright. Now I'm this way and it's like this isn't fun to me. This
Hmm.
is incredibly frustrating. And again, it ties all into the camera control, it ties into the precision. Like all it did was serve to remove your control, it felt like, rather than be something fun to navigate through. Like there was very little of those parts where I felt like it was actually fun. And again, if it wasn't for the camera, maybe it would have been more enjoyable because it's like, okay, now I need to run underneath this planet and the camera is just not cooperating at all and I can't even see myself and then the
Hmm.
stick messes up and I'm running in circles and like it all just serves to be just a frustrating thing to play. Like a game is supposed to be fun, you're not supposed to have to fight it to do what you want to do. And that's what this game does. And like you can get used to it, I'm sure. You can get used to it. You can get really skilled with it, but it doesn't change the fact that you have to fight it to learn that. And it's just
Yeah.
not fun. It's not fun to me. But yeah, like it does have its moments. Like I said, I want to give it credit for having its moments where like yeah, this is pretty enjoyable. The boss fights were usually most of that to me. The rest of the traversal not as much. Using Koopa shells underwater though, that I actually did enjoy that quite a bit. I liked how it got a
Yep.
freaking headlight of all things.
Yeah. Well, here's what's nice. The headlight lets you know where you were going because the camera didn't.
Yeah, exactly. That's true.
Like, and honestly, I think those parts where you're required to throw the shell, if they didn't have the headlight to tell me I was aimed correctly, would have been incredibly infuriating.
Yeah,
So, like,
yeah,
the headlight was very welcome.
yeah. And I mean, it was only when you were underwater that you got the headlights.
Yep.
So when you had one above water, you just kind of had to like run back and then run towards the thing you wanted to throw it at. And
Yep.
so I missed a couple of throws at
Mhm.
the Kamex, the super giant Kamek person. Like missed like one or
Dude,
two. It
that
wasn't too
that
bad.
one made me angry, mostly because so again, talking about the comets, so I did that fight damageless,
Oh
and then
yeah,
you get the challenge comet to do the fight damageless, and you gotta hit her like 6 times, I think. I
yeah,
got the
something like
5th
that.
hit, and then some rando fireball came from off screen behind me because 'cause they'd fired it, it hit the wall, and then hit me in the back. But the thing was, I had jumped and thrown the shell and missed, so I was like, "Oh, I guess we'll cycle this again." Came down, fireball in the back, have to do the whole thing over again. I
Oh, it
was using my
sucks.
driving words,
Yeah, that sucks.
you know? Where again, I was like, "I did it damageless the first time, why don't you just give me credit?"
I know, right?
But
Man. It was against Bowser Jr. that I had the most misses, just because like when he presented straightforward and gave himself a lower target profile and was actually straight from side to side, I was like, oh, ho, ho,
Mhm.
ho, oh, this is actually a challenge. Let's go. But yeah,
That's funny.
boss fights, hands down the best part of this game. Rest of it, I don't care much about, but enjoy the boss fights. But we need to touch on one last thing that this game did absolutely amazingly well, though, and that is soundtrack.
Yes, I was waiting to talk about
Yeah,
that.
the soundtrack in this game is phenomenal, so good. Love the themes of this game.
Yeah, I mean, even like, you know, the main title sequence, um, your hub world theme, the theme from the first galaxy you visit. Like, there's just some really iconic pieces of music in this.
Yeah, it's so good, so good. Like
And
I would just stop and listen to the music because I was just so sick of playing the game. I would just listen to the music to like kind of like calm down a bit. I was like, oh, the music is so good.
yeah, there's some really great pieces of music in the game.
And
And
yeah,
that was it's like I felt like the music when you're fighting Bowser was appropriately epic.
yeah, yeah. It felt spot on. It didn't feel out of place like some other Mario games.
Mhm.
Um, and the new Switch release, I believe the 3D All Stars version had this too. They have the soundtrack available where you
Yep,
could just
in the
listen to the
game you can just
soundtrack.
listen to it.
Yeah. So I know you could do that in the 3D All Stars version. I think on the new one, you could just press minus on the title screen and it takes you to the soundtrack. So it's
Yep,
like that's really cool.
yep. I think it's also available through the My Nintendo app if you're a member of the NSO plan.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about the Nintendo Music app. Yep,
You
that
know, because
exists.
because why put your music on Spotify or Pandora or Apple, iTunes, or even just on YouTube
Yeah. Why would you
when
do
you
something
could
that makes
build your
sense?
own app, when you could have engineers that you pay money build and maintain an app, pay for web storage, maintain user databases, access controls. You know,
Yeah. Well, I mean,
anyone who hasn't been here before, I work in tech. It's like, yes, this was a good investment.
well, I mean, it just goes. It's the same thing where they made their own news app rather than just post their stuff on Twitter and Facebook. Still.
Yeah, but I think they weren't getting the engagement they wanted. Yeah, I mean, all of it really. This is a tangent, obviously, but I'm like, Nintendo has launched so many apps in the last couple years that I'm like, guys, why is this not just one app that has different sections or something, right? Like,
And why can't you access this on your system?
especially, yeah, like, yeah, they took away, they're like, hey, you know how we've got news on the Switch and you can give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down? For Switch 2, we're going to have news, but we're going to take away the thumbs up or thumbs down. It's like, you're taking away my ability to give you feedback to say whether or not I like a thing.
Ah, we don't want to hear
You
your
know,
feedback. Screw
if
you.
Yeah, but see, feedback is something that product managers like to have, it's
Yeah.
useful data, you
Yeah.
know? So,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know, but it's just wild to me that Nintendo's like, "Hey, I want you to have 6 apps on your phone for my stuff." And
Yeah.
it's like
I would honestly use those
it's like
apps if they were
I
on the
was
Switch. To be
yeah.
completely fair, like I don't want those on my phone. Like, if those were on
Well,
the system, I would be more interested.
kind of like, well, I mean, you look at Sakurai shadow sneaking Spotify into Smash Brothers Ultimate. He's like, I'll go build my own, It's like, how many pieces of music are in this?
Oh my
Over
gosh.
100 hours.
Oh my gosh, it's
Literally
so
over
true.
100 hours of music you could listen to inside of Smash Bros. Like,
Yeah, it's
you
probably
mad,
my
mad
favorite
lad.
aspect of Smash Brothers these days.
Yeah. He's like, I'm
Um,
just gonna build a music player because I want to listen to soundtracks.
yeah, pretty much, pretty much. So yeah, the soundtrack in this game, again, absolutely phenomenal. One of the best Mario soundtracks to my ears. Like, I loved it, loved it.
Mm,
But this would not be a podcast about a Mario game if I do not once again bring up the fact that Mario as a character is a sociopathic monster. So, once again, if you have never read the original instruction manual to Super
mhm.
Mario Bros. Original, the whole premise is that Bowser comes to the Mushroom Kingdom and transforms the entire populace into blocks.
Yeah,
What do
so
you
for anyone,
spend the majority of your time doing in Mario 1? Smashing blocks. You are
yeah,
smashing the
I was
citizens of the Mushroom Kingdom into oblivion. Mario is a
almost,
murderous
yeah,
sociopath.
yeah, the citizens and the soldiers who were trying to defend against Bowser's invasion.
Yep. So,
So,
yeah.
yeah, so for anyone who played Odyssey and thought it was super weird that all of a sudden Bowser had magic, it's like, no, no, he's canonically had magic since the first game. He just, for whatever odd reason, stopped using it for a while.
Well, I mean, there's a theory that Mario killed the original Bowser, and the other Bowser that showed
Yep,
up is his brother.
yep.
Um, but
Introduced because Bowser in Mario 2 was a different color than he was in Mario 1.
yeah. But
Yeah, I
beside the
don't know.
point.
Maybe he's just black and blue because Mario beat him up and threw him in lava in the
Yeah,
last game.
exactly.
Calm down, guys.
But so anyway, aside from Mario killing off a majority of the citizens of Mushroom Kingdom, like he actually was coming in to save the Mushroom Kingdom from Bowser. Like that's how the first game was. He saved the Mushroom Kingdom
You
from
know what?
Bowser. And so
Mario has the ability to break the blocks, but you, the player, are the one who pulled the trigger.
that's
You're the one
true.
who made that choice.
True.
You
Uh
you don't have to break a single block to beat that game.
true. True.
Anyways, go
So
on.
anyway, so from that point on, like Peach is like, "Oh Mario, you saved us. I'm grateful to you." So, they tried dating for a bit. Then she realized that he's a sociopathic monster and wants to get away from him constantly. So, she calls upon Bowser, who has proven to be a powerful opponent. Like, "Bowser, please abduct me so I could get away from this freaking sociopathic monster." And so
All right,
Mario
let's
goes, "Oh
let's
my
grab the
gosh,
official
Bowser has
lore.
kidnapped Peach. I must go on yet another murder spree to go and rescue her," even though in her mind she's just trying to get away from the freaking psychopath. And so here we are, like 20 games deep, and Mario has killed countless people just to like keep Peach submissive to him, like and
Man, your head cannon is wild.
hey, my head canon is supported by things that happen in these games. Look at Mario Odyssey, man. Like she's just like, yeah, F you both. And
Well, so
bails.
that's the really funny thing. So I don't know if you saw the dust up on Twitter about that recently. Not about Odyssey, but when they were doing all the promo stuff for the Switch 2 and Mario World Tour, and they were putting out like character bios and stuff. They put out a thing that said that Mario and Peach are just friends, and the Mario community was like losing its mind over this like official announcement from Nintendo that they're only friends.
No,
It's
absolutely not.
like, well, because yeah, I know your headcanon is that she's trying to get out of an abusive relationship or something. Everyone else is like, yeah, they date, it's fine, whatever. Some of the memes on it were superb though, because like there was already years ago somebody made a song about Luigi trying to get Mario to wise up that Peach isn't into him.
Yeah.
And so like that was making the rounds again. you know?
But I mean, look at Mario Galaxy even for an example. What does Rosalina refer to Peach as? His special someone the entire
Yep.
game.
Yep.
Like, that's not just friends. You don't go through all this effort for just a friend.
I don't know. Maybe you don't have as good of friends as I do.
I don't have friends. What are you talking about?
You know, hurtful.
I
I'm
know.
sitting right here. You've been to my home, man. Anyways.
It's true.
All
But
right.
anyway. So Mario Galaxy continues Mario's sociopathic trend of mass murder to go and get Peach back, and this time he commits mass genocide against the Lumas. He didn't have to blow up that star and make it go supernova, thus requiring all the Lumas to sacrifice themselves to contain it.
Okay, first off, you don't even like the Lumas, okay? I heard you talk about the Mario Brothers movie. Luma was your least favorite part of that. You
Well,
didn't
that's
like him
because
at all.
Luma in the Super Mario movie was a freaking piece of crap. The Lumas in Galaxy are fine. And I was
He's just a
actually mad that
nihilist,
they
okay?
committed mass
Like,
genocide against them.
the Luma in the Mario Brothers movie is pulling a Mr. Meeseeks from Rick and Morty. He's like, existence is pain.
The Luma in Mario movie does not make sense compared to the
Yeah,
Lumas in the games.
he's just there for comic relief. I'm really surprised.
And he's not funny.
I'm surprised Nintendo's because maybe your humor isn't twisted enough. You know,
My humor is plenty twisted. My favorite show
Anyway.
growing up was South Park.
Yeah, I was more surprised that Nintendo signed off on that. I was like, I can't believe they let their little cute character be just like so nihilist. You know?
Yeah, it was just very out of place and really dumb, but whatever. I mean,
And
it's Illumination. That's
I mean,
Illumination
even
crap.
you know,
100%.
even with the Lumas, with the supernova, like um Rosalina has already explained their life cycle. They go through, they'll be fine. They're gonna go through the Luma planet star supernova cycle. Like they're fine.
I know. It's just Mario didn't have to
No,
trigger it. He
you
didn't
wanna
have to
talk about a
trigger it.
messed up you wanna talk about a messed up story? How about Rosalina's story? Like, holy crap, how sad is that storybook? You
Yeah.
know? It's
Yeah.
like "Oh, I'm abandoned. No one loves me. I have no family. I'm gonna wander the universe alone."
And
Like,
somehow I turned immortal.
it's like, "Holy crap, Nintendo, dial it back."
Yeah, and why did she all
And
of a
plus,
sudden become like
because again,
30 feet
this is where the
tall at the
soundtrack
end?
comes in again. The soundtrack comes in again. If you were just reading the text, maybe it wouldn't be so heavy-handed, but the music they play with it, you're like, "Geez, Cody Kondo, calm down, man. This is unnecessary."
It
This
was
is
a
a
nice
game for
inclusion, though.
children.
I'm glad you brought that up because I forgot about it. So I mean, that's a nice. That was a nice inclusion. Just a bit more lore. I'm a big fan of lore.
Yeah, but they're just like, "We should add more lore." Okay, what are you thinking? I'm thinking, like, tragic
I'm
backstory.
thinking we make this as dark as
It's like,
possible.
does it have a happy ending?
Oh,
LOL, no. Which the
she
funny thing
gets
is that
pulled into the supernova too. I guess I don't know. I don't
for
really
the
understand what happened to her.
for the Switch version, they add more pages to the storybook, but I haven't read them yet because I didn't want to scroll through the earlier pages. Because I was like, what if I scroll through this and like it's just a really bright try to dovetail a happy ending on this? Or what if it's worse and they decided to make it more sad? I was like, I don't think I'm happy with either one of those endings, so I'm just not gonna read these pages.
No matter what happens, you're just gonna be left feeling unfulfilled.
Which is funny that Nintendo announced that, early next year they're gonna have a physical edition of the storybook, and I was like,
Oh gosh,
because people need to cry more. Why?
like it's gonna be like 12 pages.
Yeah, so I mean, maybe it's gonna be like a board book or something for kids. I mean, I don't know, but I'm just like,
That's
y'all are making some very interesting product
not a
decisions.
happy story that you'd want to
It's
like
not like, why would
read to your
you just
kids.
sit and read this to your kids, and it's like, well, I guess people read The Giving Tree, so maybe there is a market for reading horrible stories to children. You want to talk about an abusive relationship?
Wow.
You want to talk about an abusive relationship? This douche kid going to the tree, gimme, 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 literally hacking the tree apart until it's nothing but a stump and still complaining that he doesn't have enough stuff. How is this a children's story?
Oh my gosh. You're
Be a
right.
cautionary tale.
You're right.
So I know a lot of people love that story. I never ever heard it until I was a parent and I was given a copy to read to my children. I'm like, this is monstrous.
Oh man.
It's like, daughter, if you ever find a man like this, run fast and run far.
Yeah, true enough. But anyway, I really don't have much else to say about Mario
Yeah.
Galaxy. Like, I made it through it. I'm glad to say that I finally made it through it. I'm glad that the Switch version's higher resolution made it so it didn't give me as much, like, didn't give me any motion sickness compared to playing
Mhm.
it on the Wii back in the day. I don't know. Maybe the Wii version wouldn't mess me up like it did back then. Now I just don't want to try it.
Mhm.
Um, but I, I'm just not very fond of this game. I think it is one of the least enjoyable Mario games I've ever played, and at this point, I've played them all but Mario Galaxy 2 now. So I'm actually interested in playing Mario Galaxy 2 because I hear everyone likes that one so much more. So, and you yourself was said that it does a lot of improvements. So that
Yeah.
actually does interest me. I would like to play through Mario Galaxy 2 at some point now just to see the improvements, because Mario Galaxy 1 was obviously an experiment. It
Yeah.
wasn't fleshed out. It's not as well defined. It isn't as well polished as I would have liked to have seen. And it's just, as a result, not a very fun 3D Mario game for me. I'd rather play Sunshine. I'd rather play 64.
Mhm.
Um, because they may be jank in certain ways, but they felt like an experience that was actually enjoyable. So, like, I really enjoyed my time with Sunshine. Like, everyone hated Sunshine. I don't know if it still has that amount of hate that it used to have,
I
but like, I enjoy Sunshine.
I enjoyed Sunshine minus the blue coin hunt and the levels where they take Flood away.
Yeah, yeah.
Actually, no, scratch that. Also, the manta ray on the beach.
Uh,
Like for me, that is my. Oh, I'd love to replay that game, but that level, man,
yeah. That boss fight with the
because it's timed. If it wasn't timed, it
yeah.
wouldn't even be a problem.
Yeah, that
It'd
was
be
the
a
boss
perfectly
fight,
fine
right?
level. Yeah,
Yeah.
but the thing is, it's also like the first or second level in that world,
Mm,
so it's just incredibly frustrating
yeah, I remember
because
that
you
one. I
you
hated
can't
that one too.
unlock the other worlds until after you've beaten him,
Yeah, I remember being
and
stuck on that one
like
a lot, or for a while.
so. Yeah, it's actually two things. It's that manta ray and the cleaning up the beach. So maybe the manta ray is not timed, but the cleaning up the beach is, and that's frustrating.
Yeah, there's very few times where a time challenge, when it doesn't need to be timed, actually makes it like enjoyable.
Yeah, because it doesn't need to be timed.
Yeah.
What the citizens of the hotel aren't going to be okay if it takes you 30 seconds longer to clean their beach. It doesn't make any sense narratively,
No, and I mean,
but
they do it to provide a challenge, but it doesn't always land, obviously.
no.
But
But yeah, I think that Galaxy 2 is a better game than Galaxy 1.
yeah,
I wouldn't say it's the greatest 3D Mario, but I think it's a more enjoyable experience. With Galaxy 2, my thing that I would warn about the oh, but that game, that moment is so you got new comet stars, and some of them are fun, and there's one in particular that I don't especially enjoy, where it spawns a Shadow Mario
mm,
who will like spawn in a couple seconds after you do, and he follows your path, and if he touches you, you take damage.
hmm,
So like there's challenge comments where you have to replay the level, but you have to be like aware of your pathing and speed because you've got a little shadow chasing you that he'll hit you and damage you. And sometimes that may knock you off a platform or something.
yeah.
So some people may have found that fun. I found it annoying personally. But
It
as
sounds
a whole, I think
interesting to me. Like, I want to
yeah.
experience that. I'm not gonna
I,
dive into it right now because like I'm
you need a
burned
palate
out.
cleanser.
I'm burned out on the first one,
Yeah.
and like I only did the minimum playthrough too. Like that's just
Hmm.
like it was just oh man,
Yep.
nah, not my thing. Happy for anyone that has a good time with this one, but yeah, first one definitely not my thing. Um, but I don't know. Let's give this some quantification here, like we started to do. What would you rate this one for yourself personally, Wiz?
You know, I hate to be so mean to my boy Mario, like because like I mean, it's not that the whole game is bad, but it's just that those few elements, like the camera especially, is so bad that it brings the whole thing down. Um, This is probably either going to be like a 6 or a 6.5 for me, I think.
I think that's reasonable. I think that's reasonable to say that. I'm gonna give it a 5 though. Like,
which is fair when we take into account how you don't care for Mario games anyway. Or some of
well, I mean, sure,
I
if I
mean,
was a bigger fan of the franchise, maybe I could bump that up to a 6 like you did, but like just from a pure gameplay standpoint, like
mhm,
it's clunky, it's
mhm.
flashy. There's really not as much to do in it compared to previous games in the franchise that were 3D. And like I'm not even talking about newer games that have obviously smoked it into oblivion. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Mario Odyssey has my favorite Mario movement currently for the 3D games. Like, it feels good to play that game. And so
It's wild to watch people like basically doing infinite cap jumps,
yeah,
just
it's
crossing huge
nuts.
open
It's
spaces.
nuts. Like, I can't do that, obviously. Like, if I practiced, maybe I could, but I'm not going to. I don't care enough to. But like, my biggest issue with Mario Odyssey was just the fact that there were 900 moons. Like, it's too
well,
much.
and the well, and how many of those are like buying a shop? That's where I was like, okay, now you're just padding. Yeah,
Exactly,
like,
exactly.
like,
So,
come on, son.
I mean, at least Mario Galaxy has that going for it. It's got a very streamlined hub world. It's got a
Hmm.
reasonable amount of collectibles to previous 3D Mario games, so nothing to complain about there. But just the overall gameplay mechanics, the level design, and just the overall feeling of jank that it had is just too much for me to give this one a more respectable score. So yeah, it's a 5 to me. Like, it's not awful. It's not a 1. It's
Hmm.
just mediocre across the board to me. It's pure 5, mediocre. So, again, I want to play 2, see how they polished it up for the sequel because this was
Yeah,
obviously a learning
better.
experience for them. They were trying out new gimmicks, they're trying out a new style, they're trying out a new presentation. I just don't think it landed. And that's fine. Like, that's fine. Let's try the sequel out, see how it improves on it, and maybe we'll do that for a game of the month at some point in the future. But as far as the first one goes, I think it's a skippable game unless you're a big Mario fan. So I think that's where I'm
I
gonna leave it for this one.
I think I'd say it's probably worth playing through at least once if you're a Mario fan. But I mean, like I said, I played through it once in 2010 and didn't come back to it until this. So like, I'm not going to try and advocate it. Uh, like it's significant because it was the Mario flagship for the Wii.
Yeah,
Arguably, I know that there's new Super Mario Brothers, but for 3D Mario, like it's significant, if not long staying for replayability. I think that's
yeah,
probably it's missing some of the magic that makes you want to come back to this again and again.
yeah,
I think it's worth experiencing once. I wouldn't necessarily try to force someone to run through it a second time.
yeah. And just another little side note tangent here, because I've been staring at your box art for it for the
Mhm.
Wii over there, and it's like,
Yeah.
how classy were the Wii cases, man? Like, my gosh, those were good. Like, just so
Well,
clean, white cases, nice little stylized Wii logo going on right there. Like, man, it
yes.
was it was good, man. It was good stuff.
This is a Mario Galaxy standee that I got when Borders was going out of business. Got that
Nice,
clearance like 60% off or something.
nice. Yeah,
But
we
yeah,
just got to give a quick shout out to the Wii box arts real quick, man. I always thought they were super clean. I loved them. Anyway, they don't make them like that anymore.
got a little Mario Galaxy, that
Yeah,
twirling with the Luma.
yeah. So much twirl effects in that game for
Yep,
no other reason than they could.
yep. Yeah, I mean, I got nothing. I would say, they were just having fun.
They
It
were.
was the Wii era. It was a
Yeah,
different time.
it was. It was. But anyway, thank you for joining us for Game of the Month discussion number 42 on Super Mario Galaxy. If you have some favorite aspects or least favorite aspects of this game you'd like to share with us, leave them in the comments below. We appreciate
Like
them. We
purple
enjoy having
coins.
the discussion on the games after the fact as well. And of course, we'll be back next month with something else, and who knows what that could be. But thank you again for watching, Wiz. Thank you again for joining us this month to discuss Mario Galaxy. Always a pleasure.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Take care, everybody.
Bye.